Thank you for clicking on the video. This is David Pendleton, and this is going to wrap up the Eagle Peak course Tour 8 walkthrough. So this is going to be hole number 9, which is a par 5. And I really like this one because this one seems to be an easy one for us to win in regulation a lot of the times without having to go to a shootout. And the reason for that is you see a lot of opponents take an unnecessary risk and go with like a fully overpowered shot. And it seems a lot of the times that you'll notice they'll end up in the rough, or sometimes they'll end up in the sand bunker on that second fairway to the left there on the left-hand side. If you like this video, if you're not a subscriber, please subscribe and please hit that thumbs up button. If you would like to know a more detailed breakdown of my Tour 8 strategy, what clubs I use, what ball I use, check out the description below and you can click on that link to find that video. Now, with this hole, we're going to play the drive at 0% elevation. And we're going to play shot number 2 at 10% elevation. However, the only difference to that is if we have to play the drive on the right-hand side, which we're only going to do when we get strong headwind, if we have to play it down there on the right-hand side on that skinny fairway, we do play that one at 10% elevation. So as a rule of thumb on this one, you can just play every single shot at 10% if you want to. It's not going to make a difference, especially on the drive to the left. Playing at 0% or playing at 10%, there's so much fairway to work with, it's not going to throw off your drive. And the only thing when we have to play on the right-hand side is you need to have a bag that has a quarterback in it. For me, I think that's the best option to go on the right-hand side, quarterback and sniper combo. All right, so here we go. Let's show you how to win this hole. So I'm going to start off here with a couple full game replays and just walk you through my approach. Now, in any type of crosswind, in any type of tailwind, and in small wind headwinds, we're always driving to the right-hand side. And the first rule of thumb when you do this, and this should be easy, but a lot of people overcomplicate it, is you want to go max topspin. And all you want to do is make sure that your ball guideline there is sort of in the middle of the fairway. You, of course, don't want this thing pointing at the sand, but you also don't want it too close to the right-hand side of the rough either. So we should just pretty much be aiming right down the middle, leaving ourselves room on both sides. Now from here, like I said, when you go this way, we do play it at 0%. And we're just looking to drive the ball down the fairway like this. Relatively very simple. As you can see, that next shot is downhill. And like I said, I play that one at 10% as well. And this is going to bring us into our opponent's shot. And the reason that I wanted to show you this is because we have an extra mile 9 here. And he is using a money ball. It's a very good ball too, stat-wise. Now you see he hits a perfect shot. And this ball goes right into the sand. So, and I don't know why, but I see this a lot. But if you take a look at this setup here, again, this is a power 4 ball. Good wind resistance 3, I believe. Now look how he's aiming over here, right? But what he forgot to do was he forgot to pull his rings. So he should have pulled this one, about 3.5 to 4 rings. And he just doesn't adjust for that. So, make sure you don't have that mental slip and do that. But because of that, the wind pushed him right into the sand, into the bunker. So now we go into my second shot against this opponent. And here's what we're looking for. We're looking to just get right here on this thin fairway strip. And I always play max right side spin. And I put only enough top spin on my ball to make sure I clear the bunker. Now on this drive, we got plenty of yardage, making this shot very easy. But I also want you to know here, there's a sticky spot on this fairway. So you're gonna watch me move my target, and watch how when I move my target, watch what it does to my ball guideline. So look how right off the bat, right now I'm aiming directly into the rough. But when I move it just a little bit to the left, my target, so as I move it to the left, my ball guideline actually moves to the right. So kind of the opposite of what would normally happen. Just know that's a really good sticky spot, and that's a really good point of reference. From here, this would be a 10% elevation pull. And what you're normally going to end up doing is using right curl, because of course we want to get the ball to the green. And ultimately we're putting in for an eagle here. And then I wanted to show you this here because I just want to show you how deadly that sand is. Our opponent has a power 4 ball, and from that sand area, he's not able to get anywhere close to the green. So I just kind of wanted to show you, ultimately how far away he is in that bunker. That's why I don't want you to take any unnecessary risk on this hole. This should have been something that if he would have set up properly and just executed his drive, we would be going to a shootout rather than, me winning this hole straight up. So I thought that was a good reference to show you how difficult and how far away you'll be if you drive sand on your second shot. All right, so here's another replay. Very small wind here, but again, I always do the full top spin. I play Navigator only on all of Tour 8, and I always have, even when I started Tour 8 with an Extra Mile 6 and a Sniper 6 or 7. I think it sharpens your game whenever you're able to do that, and it saves you a lot of gems and a lot of balls you can use in tournaments. And again, my strategy behind that is in my Tour 8 strategy video in the description below. But you'll see here this time we got less distance on our drive than we did on the first one. And we have our opponent here, same driver, using a better ball. But this is, again, not a well-executed drive, and this thing is going directly to the sand. I just kind of think if you pay attention to this hole, you're going to see this more than what really makes sense, opponents doing that. But here, like I said, we didn't get as much distance on the drive, so I wanted to show you this replay because, again, I use max right side spin with a Navigator, which is 1 bar, and as you can see right here, my ball guideline is in the sand. The easiest way to correct this is just to apply your top spin. So notice as I apply top spin here, and I move my target up into max, my ball guideline is beyond the bunker. And I want you to notice the difficulty of this wind. This is the worst wind we can get, 10.5 miles an hour. The worst wind we can get in Tour 8, I should say, with a Navigator ball. But even with not getting as much distance on our drive, so for a lot of players who think you need to use Titans and Kingmakers on par 5s, you're going to see here that even in nasty wind, if you know what you're doing and you understand how this course or this hole rolls, you can get down here in 2 shots with the power of 1 ball with absolutely no problem whatsoever, which is where we're at right now. And we're right next to the hole. Almost went in for an albatross. Difficult hole, the albatross, when you're playing it this way. But again, we have another opponent here in the sand, and as you can see, just nowhere close to saving your shots whenever this happens. Now, here's what I want to tell you, is let's just say you're in this situation, and trust me, I drive the sand sometimes too, I just hit a bad shot. What you need to do in this situation, and this is where a lot of players go wrong in Golf Clash, is you just need to lay up. All right, so if he has the distance to lay up on that fairway right there, then just lay up or lay up down there. What you don't ever want to do is this kind of stuff. You don't want to take a max overpower, max curl shot out of the bunker, because one, it's going to be hard to hit perfect, and he just totally slices the ball, maybe out of frustration. But you never want to go from sand to rough. You're always going to be in a situation in the game where you can go to sand to fairway, and make sure that you land on the fairway, because it's just going to give you a much easier time to try to save your hole. So that's all I have for that one. Okay, now here we have some headwind, but the headwind's not that strong. It's only a little bit over 5 miles an hour, so we're still able to easily execute this drive. Same thing here with pulling your rings. You can see that even in headwind, I'm not using max overpower. I mean, I am using some overpower, but that's normal. You're going to have to use overpower from time to time. And the more you use overpower, in my opinion, the more practice it gives you to hit perfect shots, and the better tournament player it's going to make you. So only 360 yards on this drive, which leaves us with this shot right here. Again, I just apply the top spin, I apply the right side spin, and I'm just stretching out to max to make sure that I can get over the bunker. And as long as I get over the bunker, I'm able to pull my rings. I'm able to use some overpower. The nice part with the sniper is the overpower needle is very good. We hit a perfect ball. And we're able to use the slope here on the back of the green to roll back towards the pin. So that leaves us with another drive. Remember, I just try to show people as many wind angles as I can. But you can see here, I'm always aiming in the same area. I'm leaving myself plenty of room for a great shot. Barely using any overpower. All right. So let's just say that I would have been a little silly and gone with more overpower. If I would have hit that same shot, that great shot, I would roll into the sand, which is why you don't see me push the needle too hard on this hole, just because that sand trap will get you if you try to get too much distance on this drive. And as I'm showing you here, you don't need a ton of distance on the drive. This is against the same opponent, I believe. Yep, so still playing Rob. So off that drive, here's what shot number 2 looks like. Just stretching out to make sure I'm past the sand bunker. You kind of see the gist here with some overpower and right curl on this hole. You're able to just use that nice little slope there on the back of the green to roll back towards the pin. And this is one more attempt here, just different wind. This one's blowing from right to left. I'm sorry, from left to right, which makes this shot a lot easier. You don't need as much curl when you're doing this. And then we hit that slope and we roll back down. Okay, so now let's talk about the right hand side. This is where I switch to a quarterback, and I do play this 10% elevation. It's like we're playing against Go Dogs here. So in a high mile per hour headwind, I do think this is the best route to approach this hole. I like the quarterback because of the accuracy. As you see here, I hit a great ball to the left. I'm still fine. I end up rolling this one up on the middle of the fairway. And, you know, the only thing is I could have got a lot more distance on the drive to make shot number 2 better. But that's why I wanted to show you this particular replay, because in my opinion, that's not a good drive. I could have done a lot better. I left myself a lot of fairway. But even with leaving myself a lot of fairway and getting 8 mile per hour headwind, I am still able to get down here where we need to be. Now, I want to tell you what a lot of opponents do, and you may do this yourself. You need to make sure that you don't take unnecessary risk. So notice here how I'm stretching out to max. You know, you have to be realistic and understand that you're getting 8 mile per hour headwind. A lot of players would try to apply full topspin here and then try to take a fully overpowered shot and hope to get lucky and make it down there to the green. What you should really do is be a more conservative player and use this fairway right here. It's there for a reason, use it. Now put your max topspin and line up down the middle of the fairway here and try to make it onto the green. What's better about this is now you're not even at maximum distance of your club. So you're going to be able to adjust your rings, which is number one, going to help you for accuracy. And number two, it's going to give you a better needle speed than trying to take yourself a full overpower shot at max distance of your club. So notice here, I'm almost in full overpower, but notice how my needle doesn't shake. That's called a controlled overpower shot, and you can do this with, your wood clubs. You can do this with your driver. And I think that's a little nugget that a lot of people don't know about the game, is how to take a controlled overpower shot. And then from there, that's a very easy chip in to make. This is another look at the same hole. So this is a better drive. As you can see, I'm further up the fairway here. I can get my full target with rings left at the bottom by the rough. So here, this is no gamble. This is a lot better shot. But again, we are playing this at 10%. And this is the last replay of Eagle Peak, hole number 9, par 5. I do hope you found the video helpful. Please subscribe. Please hit the thumbs up button. Spread my channel to your clan. I can really teach you how to play this game and win more than you lose. And if you like my work and you'd like to show some appreciation back, I always put a link to my PayPal in the comments below. Anything means a lot. Thank you very much. I hope you all have a great day, and thanks for watching.